one agency has achieved what we call the farm certification. There's only, out of the 9,000 agents in the country, there are only less than 1,000 who've gotten the farm certification, and so that shows their commitment to the farm marketplace, their willingness to spend extra time going through coverages, their willingness to sit down with the customer and make sure they're covered properly. What I hear from farmers all over the country is they haven't seen their agent in several years out at the farm.
About a year ago, we decided that we probably needed to look at some more insurance. So, knowing Suzanne all my life, so I got a hold of Suzanne, and she came down and she went through all our equipment, Jeff's house and buildings, over and over and over and over again. And we were getting down to a couple antique pieces of equipment that I had, you know, tractors and stuff. And I said, all right, Suzanne, far enough. This is going to get, you know, bill's going to be outrageous by the time you get done. But anyway, she went through everything, and 6 months later, there was nothing left. So, you know, she's done a fantastic job for us. And we're coming back. We got buildings back. Bins are all back. House is about done. So it's been fantastic. They've done an absolute terrific job. Couldn't ask for anything more.
Are we higher than a lot of the other carriers? We compete against all the national carriers. You got Travelers out there. You have Westfield out there. You have all the farm bureaus of the world. We probably aren't any more than 10% either direction. Every farm's a little different. Some have newer buildings. Some have older outbuildings, and those obviously, from a rate perspective, change. Can I compete? Is there any one I can't compete against? No. It depends on the situation. Depends on the coverage selection. So from a price perspective, I always tell, and I have the same, my brother's a farmer in northern Iowa, and I had this conversation just a few days ago with him. There's more to it than the price. I understand it. So I will tell you, we will make sure it's a fair price. And that's more importantly dealing with agents like these guys who explain it to you. This is why it is what it is. And I think that's a lot of the situation that we run into, and I run into it with a lot of agents. I can't explain some of these extra things, and then things get left off. And it's just easier to say, okay, and move on, where I know these guys will have your back, and that's the biggest thing. So
I have to say, though, to me, over the last 4 or 5 months is trust.
Oh, yeah.
Trust in your agent. I've known this person, our agent, for 20, 25 years. And I told my daughter and son-in-law, I gave them a hug that night, and I said, I know her, she will treat you right. And it's been nothing but the opposite. So to me, I want an agent now that I can trust. That I can go to and I can talk to, and yeah, I'm not gonna, they never want to see me, they're never in the office anymore. So that's where I'm taking a look at whoever I change mine to.
And without pointing any fingers, did you find with the company you're with before that you would have had the right coverage in place?
Well, Jeff built the shop. It was just a year and a half old. Heated floors and everything for winter work. And I said, as long as you built the shop, I'll take care of the insurance and electricity and stuff like that on it. Well, with the other company, we just went ahead and did that. Well, we found out when we switched that if you don't own the building, you can't insure it. So if we'd have stayed that way, there'd have been no insurance on that building. So we could have found out the hard way that that wouldn't have worked, and they didn't ever say anything about it. So we could have found out the hard way there that we weren't covered, but we were with Nationwide.
So if you'd stayed with that other company and the tornado had happened, you wouldn't be in the shape you're in today.
Right. I wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, how long did it take before an adjuster was out there to help you?
We had two, I know Tom and Suzanne for sure were there that night, and I'm not sure if there was somebody else that night there, but the same night that we had the tornado, they were there. The next day there was, I think, 3 or 4, and for the next week there was people there all the time. We settled on the house, the bins, and all the buildings in 2 weeks. We had our check in the bank in 2 weeks. And whatever we had insured for, that's what we got the check for.